Hi, Darla from 30 Journey headquarters here, reporting live. This just in. Social media has been wiped from the planet. Yes, you heard me right. Wiped from the planet. Roger that. This also just in. Everyone can go back to living their lives, minding their own business, and stop being consumed by superficial nothingness. Back to you in the studio, Jack. Beautiful people, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I am Darla and you are tuned into The 30 Journey. Here we're on a faith and fulfilled journey through our 30s, and I'm so happy you decided to join me for this video. So before we get into this video, I do want to let you guys know, if you don't follow me on social media, on Instagram, you would know, if you did, that I am on a fast break, whatever you want to call it, from social media for 90 days. I am giving up Facebook as well, but I will be posting and updating you guys on my Facebook brand page. If you are not following that page, please do. The link is below. I'm trying to make sure that I stay proactive in building this community, because there are a lot of us who are on a faith and fulfilled journey through our 30s. Also, I don't want people to feel like they're excluded, so anyone is welcome in this community. I have younger people following me, younger women that reach out to me all the time when it comes to my content and different things like that, so you definitely are welcome. But of course, it is all about celebrating our 30 journey, because it does not get enough credit. So now for why you came here. In a couple of previous videos, I explained to you guys that one of my biggest goals for 2019 is to stay focused. That is not easy for me. If you all struggle like me when it comes to making a to-do list and actually doing all of what's on said to-do list, this is the video for you. I really wanted to give you guys some practical tips on how to stay focused and how to knock that to-do list out. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. Tip number 1, schedule a day off. So if you are working a 9 to 5 like me, Monday through Friday, my days off are usually on the weekends. But of course, you guys know that I'm working on something. I do YouTube videos, I edit, I blog, I post, I do all of these different things. So that requires a lot of my time outside of already having to work my 9 to 5. What'll usually happen is, if you don't take the time to relax, you will be forced to take the time to relax. So what I started to do that helped me was to actually schedule a day off. So during the week, usually for me, the best day is Monday. Monday, I don't do nothing. I don't want to blog. I don't want to post. I don't really focus on anything that I have to do after work either. And that's something that I make sure I commit to every week. Tip number 2, turn your phone on airplane mode. Airplane mode is really good for me when it comes to getting tasks done in a short amount of time, or in the time that I kind of went ahead and scheduled. At work, a lot of times I'll get distracted by my phone, a notification, and honestly, I don't really have a lot of notifications on my phone. Like for social media, I never had my notifications on. I didn't want to be forced to look at my phone every time it buzzed and ring or whatever. Like, do not disturb is good too, but I find that sometimes we have a habit of just picking up our phones because it's just kind of so routine. So when you pick it up and you look at the screen, you see what you might have missed, and the next thing you know, you've been on social media for like 20 minutes. That's why airplane mode is great, because you will not get notifications until you turn airplane mode off, and it allows you to make sure you get certain tasks done. Tip number 3, do not start your day with your phone. Y'all, I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, I need my phone for my alarm. No, you don't. You could buy $8 alarm clock. Stop it. If you still want to use your phone for your alarm, that's perfectly fine. You just have to be disciplined in knowing not to start the scroll roll. That's what I call it. I call it the never-ending scroll roll. What happens is, like I said, y'all know, 5 minutes turns into 30 minutes, 30 minutes turns into an hour, and you know your screen time is telling you how addicted to your phone you are. All right, your screen time between you, iPhone, and God, but you know. I'm just saying, y'all, if you really want to set a great intention for your day, the first 2 hours of my day, I do not look on my phone unless I have to post something, and usually I'll post something and get right off. But other than that, I don't want to start my day with my phone. I like to set my intentions for the day. I like to do my morning routine without having to worry about all the stuff that's going on in the world. It's not going to kill you not to know everything as soon as you wake up in the morning, y'all. It's almost this feeling of FOMO, but I'll be honest, the best thing that comes from doing this is peace. Try to block out a couple of hours in the morning to start your day without your phone and see what happens. Tip number 4, tackle the big and most difficult tasks first and stop being led by your emotions. I took a time management class last year, and the instructor told us one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't accomplish the tasks that they set out to do is because they are led by their emotions. And I was like, girl, what you talking about? Well, follow me for a second. I'm at work sometimes, y'all, and I'm just like, when I get home, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And I get home and I'm not doing none of it because I'm tired. I don't feel like it. Therefore, I am led by my emotions. But that is why you have to tackle the big tasks first. When I decide I want to tackle the small things and this little thing over here, or I can get that out the way, the big task continues to get put to the side again and again and again. And then it's time to face it. And that's when I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed. So that is why it is important to tackle the big things first and to stop being led by your emotions. All right, so tip number 5, the 5-minute rule and the 5-second. So I told y'all about this, and I will continue to tell you about it because a couple of people, only a couple, reached out to me and was like, okay, that is a game changer. And I was like, I know, I told you. But it really is. When it came to waking up early every day, when it came to putting off things all the time, the 5-minute rule and the 5-second rule still applies in my life, and it helps me out all the time. It's only gonna take 5 minutes, Darla. Go and get it done, knock it out, get it out of the way. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below. I actually heard about the 5-second rule and the 5-minute rule in a sermon, and then I did a little more research, and of course I found that it was actually started by Mel Robbins. So I'll link one of her videos. The 5-minute rule, I don't know where that came from, but it definitely is a life hack. Tip number 6, getting people in your business. I mentioned this before too, that one of the things that I love to do is to have my social media hold me accountable. This is another game changer because what happens is, you know, people are watching you. So I tried to recommend this to a friend, and y'all wanna know what he told me? If I do that, then I'm really gonna have to do it. I don't like people like y'all. And I know a bunch of you. That's how you know people are committed. If you really want to do something and you want to stay on said task, you're going to have to let people know, because you want people to hold you accountable. Like, nobody wanted to wake up at 4:30 and 5 o'clock like me, so I couldn't, you know, tell nobody, hey, make sure I'm up, because nobody wants to get up that early. I was legitimately the only one outside of a couple of y'all that reached out to me, but yeah, that was it. And what I did was, like I said, I decided to have my social media hold me accountable. So every morning I was posting when I woke up, my warm lemon water, doing my thing every morning. If you want to make sure you are staying focused, get people involved, get people in your business, and have people hold you accountable. And do not, okay, wait a minute, do not get mad when they hold you accountable. That works my nerves. This is what you do. Seriously though, if you want to make sure you stay on task, get people involved and make sure people hold you accountable to what you say you want and you're going to do. Okay, so before we get into tip number 7, I want to ask you guys a question. If I told you that social media was going away for 7 days straight, you could not access it, there was no social media for 7 whole days, how does that make you feel? I want you to really think about it. Take a moment. So in that moment, y'all, how did you feel? Did you feel relieved? Did you feel like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How did you feel? If you felt a sense of relief, that honestly is an indication that you should really take a break. If you felt very anxious, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? That is another sign that you should take a break. If you didn't really feel, and be honest with yourself, if you really didn't feel any type of way, I think you might be all right, but I still recommend you take the break. I wrote a blog post about this because now that I'm on my social media fast break, whatever, I do want to make sure that I am really paying attention to how it makes me feel. I've done this before, just not for this extended amount of time. And one thing that I always get from it is a sense of peace. Social media is kind of like having a bunch of different people pulling at you at once for attention. Think about all these different people pulling on your arm at one time. That's why it's so important to start your day without the phone in your face and really take in what's going on around you. Recognize and acknowledge what you feel and how you feel. And one thing I wrote in a recent blog post about this is when Denzel Washington said, "What is the long-term effect of too much information?" And honestly, I don't think that's anything positive, especially when it's coming from a place of negativity. And social media definitely has a lot of that. So I want you guys to be very conscious and aware of what you're surrounding yourself with, and also be able to take the break. Doing these breaks honestly gives me a sense of peace. I will be honest with y'all and say that for me, it always gives me a sense of peace because it allows me to focus on things that are more important. And I know that social media is and can be a distraction. If you are very disciplined when you use it, more power to you, kudos, because it is very hard for a lot of us. So that is why I believe it is truly important to learn and know how to take a break. So beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and if it helped you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Please do not forget to follow me on Facebook. All of my social media handles are below. Check the latest blog post out as well. I have that link below. And also guys, please do not forget to subscribe if you aren't already. As always, remember to keep God first and to stay winning spiritually. Peace.